Welcome back to Just Car Guys, the show where me and my dad talk about the latest car news and some of the crazy stories from this week. Starting off here, we have more details on the work truck version of the 2022 Ford F150 Lightning electric pickup truck.
Oh, cool.
It will be called the F150 Lightning Pro, and this is the one they speak of when they're throwing out that crazy low price. This thing starts at $41,669, and it goes on sale May of 2022. That $4,669, that is for the standard battery, and it's $51,669 for the extended range. So Ford is able to keep the cost cheap for a couple of reasons. One of it being is it's exactly the same size as its gasoline family members, so there's a ton of shared parts between the two, of course.
That makes sense.
And they currently sell on average 900,000 F-Series trucks a year, so they're in good shape when it comes to those.
Plenty of parts availability.
Yeah, exactly. So Ford is also beginning to prioritize commercial customers because they expect demand to exceed 1 million annual units by 2030. And the expected maintenance costs this is all from Ford, the expected maintenance costs are also expected to go down by as much as 40% over 8 years and 100,000 miles when compared to gasoline cars.
Such a smart approach. Going after
Really
the commercial
is.
business. I mean, people are looking to save money, right?
Yes,
so you come
100%.
in with you low cut the cost of the vehicle, so your cost to enter is lower, and then you have all the benefits of an electric vehicle with the maintenance piece, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oil changes
And
all other stuff. So
then it's badass because it's got 11 charging ports that you can, as you can see, power work site from there. You can tow up to 5,000 pounds or 7,700 pounds with the max trailer towing package. And with the electrics, you get stuff like this. Fleet managers can now use metrics for live tracking of vehicles with geofencing, monitor their health, odometer readings, energy history, driver behavior, warning lights, and diagnostic trouble codes. All of that's really cool.
yeah, that's great approach.
It's
great
awesome.
approach.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
really.
it's going to do well for them.
I agree with you 100%. So now this is not purely for commercial customers in which you have to order 3 to be able to get the cheaper version or something like that. Anybody can buy the F150 Pro. It just doesn't come with super nice, it's a work truck, so it's vinyl seats and stuff like that.
Right.
The Lightning pre-orders, which is that $100 deposit, have now climbed to over 70,000 interested customers. And Ford is also expecting that 4 of 10 vehicles sold globally will be electric, so they are increasing spending on electric vehicles by more than $30 billion by 2025. That is $8 billion more than their last pledge a couple months back.
That's crazy.
That's a lot of money right there to spend on these electric cars, but I mean, it really looks like it might pay off for them.
I really like the fact that they're using some of the other parts. So it's an F-150.
It's an F-150. It's just electric.
Yep.
I'm all for it. I love it. Toyota has teased us again this week, but with some intriguing photos hinting at what's to come with the Tacoma TRD Pro.
Oh, nice.
So now it's almost yearly we see an update to the Tacoma TRD Pro, whether it be a new paint color or a new option. With the first picture here on the right, we can see a highlighter yellow color, which would be a very interesting addition to the lineup that currently is not a color they offer. As well as the second photo features a bronze wheel with a rather retro-looking center cap, simply reading Toyota. Toyota stated in a press release 2 new adventure-ready trucks are on the horizon for the mid-size segment, leading Toyota Tacoma. Gear up and get ready. As far as that, there's not much to go off here, but definitely a very intriguing teaser.
Yeah, it looks good to me. I want to see more.
I know, I want to see.
So I guess the ad worked, right?
Yeah, it makes us intrigued, that's for sure. So next up here is more details on the 2022 Hyundai Ioniq 5. All U.S. market Ioniqs have the same 77.4 kilowatt-hour battery that powers either one rear motor or 2 motors in an all-wheel drive layout. The single motor brings 225 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque with 300 miles of range, and the dual motor all-wheel drive brings 320 horsepower and 446 pound-feet of torque with 0 to 60 of 5 seconds and 269 miles of range. This thing, I mean, it looks all right. I'm not a fan of the front end necessarily. It's like a little hot hatch kind of, I guess.
It does have the hot hatch kind of look to it. I was trying to figure out the wheels on the previous photo. it looked like it was almost like a modified snowflake pattern. You see that?
It's like a
So
tornado
still
blender snowflake.
aerodynamic enough to help with the mileage, or that you get out of the electric. But then this one here, it's sort of that the alternate view of the wheel kind of looks like a circular saw blade or something in the middle. I don't know.
Kind of weird looking, yeah.
But hey, they're trying something different,
And so here's the real kicker with this thing that's cool. So on a 350 kilowatt charger, the battery can go from 10% to 80% in just 18 minutes. And 5 minutes of charging can get you 68 miles of range, which is pretty good. So like if you're in a pinch and you're trying to get somewhere really fast, only 5 minutes really ain't that bad for 68 miles. Pricing is still unavailable, but it's expected to be somewhere around $30,000, $40,000.
Right. You think about that for a second, though. For $40,000, you can get the F-150 Lightning Pro series.
Personally, I don't even like trucks, but I would get the Lightning.
Yeah, I think they probably need to figure out how to cut in at 30 or less with that thing.
Now, some more information about the Genesis GV70 luxury SUV. The entry-level GV70 starts at just $42,045, almost $2,000 less than the BMW X3. It also comes with a 2.5-liter turbocharged inline-4 that makes 300 horsepower and 311 pound-feet of torque. The base also comes with a 14.5-inch touchscreen infotainment system, lane keep assist, blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, and all-wheel drive standard. Pretty sweet.
I'll tell you what, Genesis,
they're doing
a great job.
Really good job.
And they're the folks that do the styling, like they're designers. Just about everything they come out with is like, it just looks kind of special, right?
There's just
it's
something
a Genesis,
about it.
But I shouldn't say but. I mean, it's a Genesis. It looks good.
I'm with you.
Very creative.
There's just something about the design. It's different and it looks really good. I like it a lot. And the rear, I'm not so much a fan of. It's basic. Let's say that.
I don't
it's
mind
nothing.
it. Yeah, I mean, look how big those exhaust tips are. Like,
but I know we don't know if they're just
Yeah,
decoration.
They probably are, but it sort of makes a statement back there, you know? Like,
yeah, good point.
I don't know.
Actually, as I look at, I take back my statement. The back's
pretty
good.
sleek. It's
now,
yeah.
The interior.
Okay, bring it. We'll see.
Looks
what?
Gorgeous.
Wow, I didn't expect that.
I really like it, man.
Yeah, it's excellent.
You
That's
cannot
like,
go wrong with red leather and carbon fiber, in my opinion.
Something about with the way the logo is and everything. It looks very exotic, actually.
Yeah.
It looks like,
So this car undercuts the Mercedes, Audi, and BMW price while being up on horsepower and features when compared to the X3. Mercedes has released more details on the trim structure for the new 2022 C-Class. So the Mercedes-Benz C-Class will have mainly 3 trim levels. The base being called C-Class Premium and coming with tons of things standard, like a 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster, an 11.9-inch infotainment screen, MBUX software and fingerprint scanner. Don't know what that's for, but that sounds cool. And smartphone integration, as well as tons of safety features like, all the adaptive cruise control, stuff like that. With that, there's also, of course, all the thousands of other options you can add on so they can take more of your money. Classic Mercedes style. Next is the C-Class Exclusive, coming with active parking assist, a surround view camera system, more ambient lighting, an inductive phone charger, and Burmester premium sound. One thing that I love about Mercedes interior that they've been doing is that ambient lighting.
Oh yeah, they've done a nice job pulling that off.
Awesome, man.
It can be done like kind of
cheap.
Yeah,
like it just doesn't look right. Yeah.
Yeah, but they set the mood.
Yeah,
right?
It looks. Yeah. I love it. There's something about it.
How about this paint color, by the way?
The gray. I like it.
It's like a matte gray.
Yeah,
but
they've had that good. with the AMGs offered for a while now. It's awesome. I really like it. And with that, lastly, is this is a cool name, the C-Class Pinnacle, which I like that a lot. It comes standard with navigation, a head-up display, and the augmented video navigation feature for MBUX. Now, have you seen that?
I don't know.
It's really cool. So it kind of takes the confusion out of a traditional navigation system. Whereas, when you're driving up, it's like turn left, and it can sometimes, if the roads are a little wonky, you don't really know if you're supposed to turn left here, left at the next one, or left at this one that's right next to it. It pops up on the screen with arrows and diagrams showing your car and where it's supposed to go on the road.
Cool.
And it's really cool. And even the heads-up display has like an arrow, and it's awesome.
Nice.
So with that, the 2022 Bentley Bentayga is getting a new trim level. Introducing the 2022 Bentley Bentayga S. This slots as second from the top, just below the Bentley Bentayga Speed, making it one of the most well-equipped and expensive options, of course. Coming with the regular twin-turbo 4-liter V8 found in the lower Bentayga, it has 542 horsepower and 568 pound-feet of torque with a 0 to 60 of 4.4 seconds.
Jeez.
For a heavy thing like that, that's pretty quick, man. It has a top speed of 180 miles per hour, and the S is all focused more towards handling. The new S has 15% stiffer air suspension and a new S-specific tune for the SUV's sport mode stability control settings. This thing starts at $222,525.
That's amazing.
Ouch.
I wish, we got a chance to see one of those, remember, in real life. And the interior is beautiful. The luxury appointments that are in there, the fit and finish, the quality of the materials is incredible. I just wish the face of that vehicle was better.
Really?
It just doesn't appeal to me.
It's basically, it's not like they changed. It's basically the Continental GT, but like bigger and wider.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Continental GT
you don't like
either.
The Continental GT?
No, not really.
What?
I know.
Boo.
I know a lot of people do, but it's
I'm just kidding.
Not my thing.
What don't you like about it? Now you got me curious.
I don't know.
The headlights are kind of weird.
It just doesn't. I don't know.
Look right.
It just doesn't resonate with me.
Yeah. That's fair.
The side view's all right. The back is all right. I just don't like the front.
Yeah.
But as the driver, you don't have to see the front. You're on the side, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So like the interior is incredible in those cars. So and SUVs. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Color too.
That's a good color.
That's really nice.
Yeah, that's good.
Now we get a first look at the convertible M4 and its ginormous grille. Introducing the 2022 BMW M4 Competition Convertible. Now the grille is still not my favorite, but keep in mind this thing has a twin turbocharged inline-6 that makes 503 horsepower and 479 pound-feet of torque and hits 60 in just 3.6 seconds. Now, I will say, something about not having the top being a little bit sleeker makes that front end look a little bit better to me.
I disagree.
You disagree? Okay.
Here's what I think. I think that the designers made it in Europe with the European plate. And with the European plate
with the Euro plate thing again.
It makes a difference. It breaks up that big, huge thing in the top section and bottom section, and it makes it look better. If you took that off and put like a U.S. plate on it off to the side or wherever it's going to end up going,
where's it
just
gonna
doesn't
go?
I don't know. Like, it is.
Because I can't do the off to the side thing. It's got to be center or not at all.
Yeah, I know. I mean, if it's in the center, maybe we'll be riding it a little bit lower because a lot of times that's where they set.
Yeah.
But so maybe even then it'll break it up enough to where it's not so obnoxious, But that's a good looking car. I like the lines.
You put a thumb right there, cover up that front grille. It looks pretty awesome.
It does look like they kind of smoothed it out a little more across the back from the current model.
So with that, the soft top is said to be 40% lighter than the predecessors, and it lowers the center of gravity as well as improves agility according to BMW. The car is exactly the same mechanically to the normal M4, but keep in mind the awesome Active M differential allows you to switch from 4-wheel drive to 4-wheel drive sport to even 2-wheel drive for sliding. Isn't that awesome? You can just change it to drift mode.
Just
that's
select
sick.
Yeah.
It's so cool. Now this next one is big. Tesla is ditching radar for cameras on their autopilot systems. So,
Interesting.
The company dubs it Tesla Vision, and from May 2021, all autopilot systems use only cameras for their autonomous driving. The changes are currently only affecting the Model 3 and Model Y, and no news yet for the Model X and S. Pretty big move.
Yeah, I wonder why. Did you hear anything behind that?
There was something he said before that radar was stupid, or you know him. He has his opinions about things. He went into the rant about why manufacturers shouldn't bank on radar, but I'm not 100% sure.
So
why.
I wonder why they started with radar then, if that's
or
maybe it was cheaper and they had this, continue to develop.
Now some more EV news from Ford. As Ford continues to expand their EV lineup, they will likely be offering an electric Ford Bronco, Ford Explorer, Lincoln Aviator, and Ford Ranger, among many others.
Makes sense.
Those vehicles launching between now and 2030 will be made on 2 new dedicated EV platforms, one rear-wheel drive and one all-wheel drive. These platforms being created for mid-sized lifestyle and commercial vehicles. Is to be expected.
Sure.
Nothing crazy there. Next year, the 2022 Rivian R1T is delayed once again, but it is still expected to beat the F150 Lightning and GMC Hummer to the market. First deliveries are aimed to now begin in July instead of June, and they also gave some product updates saying standard on all Rivians is an onboard air compressor.
That's cool. I wonder.
Do you like those?
I like the look of it. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's
sleek.
Yep. It looks like it looks like an electric truck, right?
Yeah.
It looks like innovative. So it's a little bit different than like the F-150. However, I wonder what market they're going for. It's tough to see from the photograph, like how big that thing is.
Yeah.
And if it does it look tough enough to get after the standard truck market, or is it going to hit a different crowd?
Yeah,
right?
that's a good point.
People that want the convenience of having a pickup, but really kind of want a car too. Right?
Yeah, 100%. Honestly, though, there's not much that can change my mind about that F-150 Lightning.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
There's so many awesome features. Granted, I don't know as much about the Rivian as I probably should. I'm pretty sure they're more expensive. Still a cool looking car.
Plus the parts availability. I mean, as you start peeling back the onion on something like that, they're not a well-known company. Where do you get it serviced?
Yeah,
in
exactly.
the U.S. and like how all that unfolds will be interesting. But good for them for trying to get a foothold in the market.
Yeah, for sure. Honestly, I'm loving watching this. I'm not really a truck fan too much, but I've kind of gotten into them now, watching just the competition, because Chevy, GMC, Ford, Rivian, they're all trying to get one out as quick as they can to compete with the other. It's just cool to watch.
Yeah. Yep.
So next here is an absolutely gorgeous tribute car.
Ooh, okay. Want to see it?
Introducing the Camera Automobili Evo 37. So this is a fantastic tribute to the legendary Lancia 037, but there are only 37 available, which is kind of cool but kind of sad. The turbo 4-cylinder engine produces 505 horsepower and 406 pound-feet of torque, going to the rear wheels through a 6-speed manual or sequential transmission. They've left nothing untouched, completely overhauling the interior and exterior of this absolutely beautiful beast. 11 of these have already been sold, and you can expect to spend around $586,100 for one of these. All right.
It's cool. It's cool. But $500,000?
Oh, no. I'm not saying it's cool for the price. I'm saying it looks cool.
Looks good.
You have to be stupid, in my opinion.
I wouldn't go that far.
I'm going that far.
Really?
Dude,
there's
a lot.
$600,000
on that.
There's a lot out there that you could get for that kind of money. Really, you could get a couple of things. You could get a Bentayga and
3 GT3 RSs. Or GT3s
right.
for the price of that thing. I think I know which one I'm picking.
Yeah.
So with that,
it does look good though.
Yeah, I like it. This is the one I'm probably most excited for today. Lamborghini has revealed an insane new race car. This thing,
all right, let's see it.
When you see the aerodynamics, man, it is ridiculous.
Well, you know what they've all been saying it. Like at some point, you've got so much power, it's got to all be about the aero.
This thing's insane.
Yeah, I want to see it.
So now, no introduction is needed here. This is the Lamborghini Huracan Super Trofeo Evo 2. This thing features advanced aerodynamic changes, revised styling, and other tweaks. The car is powered by a monstrous 5.2-liter V10 making 620 horsepower and has a 6-speed sequential gearbox. The bodywork has been heavily changed with larger intakes, more vents, and an aggressive front end change. For anyone looking to bash this on the track, you will need some deep pockets. These retail at $305,000.
Wow.
Now I'm saving the reveal for last. This looks pretty crazy, right? But it's Lamborghini. Look at the back.
Yeah, look at that.
Isn't that insane?
So extreme.
Look at all the fins and
all functional.
It's
like all of that, I'm
fantastic,
sure
man.
they've thought through all of that. That is,
it's beautiful.
yeah, that's incredible.
There's just something about it. It makes me feel a certain type of way. It's so cool.
That thing has got to be fast on a track.
Oh, it's got to be ridiculous.
Just planted.
Oh, yeah.
Planted with all that aero.
So next is a first look at a Rolls-Royce with only 3 units being built, and is something you would buy if you have way too much money to spend. Here is the RollsRoyce Boattail. So this was commissioned by a Rolls-Royce customer and is based on the Dawn. The rear deck opens and includes a refrigerator and a set of cocktail
How cool
tables,
is that?
and an umbrella pops out of the rear deck lid. Isn't that like what?
Just class and too much money.
Way too much money, because the price tag on this thing is probably insane.
And jealousy.
But just look at it's crazy, man.
That is really cool. Boattail.
Yeah, I bet those towels right there, you use one of those, it's probably like a $20,000 cashmere
Just
towel
wait
or
in
something.
like 20 or 30 years and somebody can be like, we have all the glasses, you know, like you, they're trying to sell it on Bring a Trailer, you know, and it's got, I don't know what happened to one of the towels.
Oh my god. Yeah, that everybody in the comments freaking out. It's missing one of the towels, or one of the embroidery on one of them is not matched
the
up.
R looks more like a
stitched
P.
improperly. The Jaguar and Land Rover lineup is changing drastically. The new change is being called Reimagine. No new Jaguars will be added to the lineup until 2025, when the brand goes full electric, with Land Rover taking a little bit longer of a path to electrification. Jaguar is downsizing from 50 iterations of its current lineup to only 17 for the next model year, as well as stepping away from SUVs entirely in the future.
Wow.
Huge change.
It is. You don't see a lot of their SUVs around, so it's probably not doing
I see
that
more
well
SUVs
for
than
them.
F-types.
Really?
Yes.
That's an interesting move because
It's crazy.
the F-Type, like one of the things that makes it is that engine note. Yeah, the exhaust note is just beautiful. You know,
Awesome.
it's got all the pops and crackles that you can't get from most. You know, they
not at all.
they tune that stuff out of other high end
Unless you buy a
vehicles. You know?
Mercedes.
Right? AMG, right? But so interesting. They're going all electric.
Yeah.
We'll be curious to see how they pull that off.
So the McLaren is adding a windshield to its previously windshieldless car, which was kind of what made it cool. But the McLaren Elva is an insane $1.7 million hypercar that previously came with no windshield or roof, but now owners can spec a windshield, but you still don't get a roof. Really cool. This thing has 804 horsepower, 4-liter twin turbo V8 with a 7-speed dual clutch automatic transmission, taking the car from 0 to 60 in just 2.8 seconds and reaching 124 miles per hour in just 6.8 seconds.
That's still pretty cool.
It's insane.
It does look a little bit like they just stuck the windshield on there. Like it's not quite molded
they
in.
probably did
you know?
to make it U.S. road legal.
I guess. I wonder if the other car, can you get it with like goggles and a helmet or something? Like
That would be awesome.
I know, right?
I don't know if you
comes with
can,
that,
but
you know?
it should.
Something like a face mask, so
Yeah.
you're not picking bugs out of your teeth or whatever.
That would be awesome. So there's only, unfortunately, 149 of these out there, because I know everybody was
cool.
so eager to buy one. But with that is it for today's episode. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment. Check us out on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. And with that, we'll see you next week.
Thanks for listening. Talk to y'all later.
Peace out.